Hey guys, so I'm going to show you how to effectively use a Silverback. This is exactly the reason why I'm making the video. If you guys can look at this guy, his name is, I think it's Pookie. So yeah, pay attention to Pookie. He's out in the open with it, taking hits like no other, and he'll shortly be halfway on health soon. And this is pretty much why I'm making the video, to show you guys how to not take so much damage. So yeah, let's not be that guy who treats the Silverback like a tank when realistically it's probably more like a tin can with some legs and a really strong minigun. So how do we do this? Pretty much we want to minimize the damage, and the way we do this is by only exposing the gun when we shoot. Notice how I'm 95% behind cover and the only thing I'm exposing is the gun. Right here my teammate gets in front of me, so I move a little bit, but besides that I'm completely behind cover. I move to the next position. I'm still behind cover, taking out everything, only exposing the gun. I need to emphasize that, only expose the gun. If you do that, you will take hardly any damage, because first of all, even if they do shoot at you, they're shooting at the body of the mech, which they're pretty much hitting the wall in front of you instead of you, which you don't take damage, you don't need to spend money on repairs. So here we go right back into cover, keep shooting, working with the angles we got, exposing yourself to as little enemies as possible while still taking out the enemies you can see. You work your way down, still exposing yourself as little as possible, you take them out, and you clear this section and you move to the next one. Yeah, so we just sprint over here, but you clear out the middle, can't really do anything from that position. I'm kind of taking cover behind the turret. Here I move right back into cover as soon as I see this guy. I don't want to take hits. Cantus is dead. And we're moving again. So you just want to be constantly clearing out everything, staying behind cover, and just constantly be taking out things. Just constantly move, constantly be behind cover. As soon as you clear out a wave, you move to the next position. We're done with that section, move to the next section. So here, we notice I see a boomer immediately. I spot him, I take him out first. Why? You need to take out whatever can do the most damage to you. Here, we're about to see a Theron guard. Notice, as soon as I see the Theron guard, he's going to be charging. I see it, I go right back into cover. I let him shoot, and then I go right back out and kill him. There's no need in taking a hit from a torque bow, and you can just wait for them to shoot, and then you can just kill them right after. As for priority kills, other than the bosses, you want to be taking out the Theron guards and the boomers before anything else, because those are the two things that will destroy your Silverback compared to all the other things. So how do we deal with the Savage Corpsers? Pretty much, we just want to keep them at bay. As soon as they come up, you start shooting them immediately. You want to make sure they're taking damage, and as soon as they start taking damage, they go right back underground. If they get close to you, like you're about to see right here, you just shoot them, make sure they go right back underground. As soon as they do, you sprint away. You keep your distance. You want to make sure you keep them at bay, and you want to make sure they're not up in your face. If they're not in your face, they can't do anything to you. You just keep shooting. It goes back underground. It'll pop up. You shoot it some more. Bam, it's dead. Next. Here's another one. Now this one actually caught me off guard. I was shooting it. It went right back underground. And they can do this, they can dig up towards you. I just didn't expect it to dig this far up, and it actually caught me off guard. I moved away, and if you ever find yourself in this situation, okay, it'll hit you, it'll push you out of your Silverback. Your Silverback's not usable for about 10 seconds. You'll move away, you just have to lead it away from your Silverback. Lead it away. It'll go back underground when you start shooting it. You run back towards your Silverback, make sure it's reusable, and just get right back in. And then rinse and repeat. You make sure you keep the Corpser at bay, you keep shooting at a distance. Here we actually got a little bit lucky. The Corpser fell through the second level of the map back onto the first level. So you'll see right here. Yeah, here it is. So we just kept shooting it, and we just kind of got lucky that it fell through for some random reason. It was kind of like a little glitch. I don't know what happened with him. So we just kept shooting it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You just want to keep them at bay, keep them underground, make sure they're not hurting you, but they're still taking damage like that. Now for the Broomlock. How do we take this guy out? Pretty much stick to the priority rule and take out whatever can do the most damage to you. And in this case, it's that big gun on top. So take that out first, and take out the miniguns next. If he's still not dead, just shoot him in his body. He should be dead pretty quickly after that. Now notice right here how I'm shooting while only exposing the gun. He just shot all these rockets at me, and I didn't take any damage because of how I'm hiding behind the rock while only exposing my gun. And unfortunately, if he decides to charge you, there's not much you can do to stop him. They're pretty much done. But in this case, he stopped and we killed him. Okay, so how do we deal with gunkers? These are probably the most annoying bosses for the Silverback, just because of how dead-eye accurate these guys are. But you're also the most effective against them compared to your teammates, just because of how much damage you can put into them. So right here, I move away just because I saw the lump of, I don't know what you want to call it, the lump of gunk coming at me. They actually managed to take out that gunker without me. If I move on to the next one, I see one right here. Every time you're facing a gunker like one-on-one like this, you want to move out of the way as soon as he shoots a little gunk at you. And you move back into cover, you pop back out, you shoot him a little bit, he shoots at you again, you move back into cover, you recharge, you come back out, and you finish the job. Now, this second half of this clip, I guess I'm putting this in here just to show that not everything goes perfect when using the Silverback. Yes, it's powerful, but like I said, it is fragile. And right here you're about to see why you shouldn't be 110% dependent on the Silverback. So this guy, that gunker just hit me from across the map. I get revived, and I go shoot the gunker a little bit, kind of like looking around, seeing if there's any other gunkers. I see one right there. I get back in, and bam, I get hit all over again. I did not think that was going to hit me, but it did, unfortunately. So now I'm just like, screw the Silverback. I'm going to have to do this without it, because these gunkers are just relentless and just keep hitting me every time I get back in. So sometimes you just have to give up on the Silverback, and you can't be too reliant on it. I mean, yes, it does do a lot of damage for pretty much 99% of all situations, but there are times where you have to abandon ship. I actually finally managed to get in, and then bam, a random freaking grenade hit me. So I learned my lesson. I was like, third time's a charm. I am not getting back in there. So I guess another rule here is just know when you should and shouldn't be in there. Okay, so two more bosses, the Lament Berserker and the Berserkers. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of a Lament Berserker of what the Silverback's supposed to do, but I can just tell you because it's pretty much the same thing as a Berserker. It's basically the same idea. Your teammates are going to distract the Lament Berserker, and you take out everything else around it, while your teammates just do what they can to the Lament Berserker. In this case, we have regular Berserkers, and it's slightly different just because the teammate who's distracting it has to use a Scorcher, or he can use a Scorcher just to slow it down and distract it a little bit better, and you can just shoot it while he's burning it to death. And that one died. So next, there's actually four because it's wave 50. We actually get 4 Berserkers. So here's number 2. It's the same basic idea. The guy goes out there with a Scorcher and kind of burns it to death, and I just shoot it from back here and just play it safe. Right here, when other locusts start to show up behind the Berserker, your job changes as a Silverback. You are to take out everything besides the Berserker, and just make sure nothing is distracting your teammates, so that they can distract the Berserker. You just take out everything, make sure nothing's bothering your teammates, let them do their job. So this Berserker goes down, and number 3 should be coming up here soon. Just remember, just stay behind cover, make sure you're still in cover, playing it safe, and just keep taking everything out. So right here, I actually put my back against, you'll see in about 3 seconds. So right here, I put my back against the middle walkway, and I got really uncomfortable there, and I was like, I'm not staying there, so something can just come up behind me. So I decided to make this interesting move, abandon my cover of all 4 walls, which I actually don't think was a bad move. I get to get side shots and still get to protect my teammates while they're handling the Berserkers. And right here I can actually take out this Mauler before it actually starts to bug any of them. Like, it's about to swing, and bam, I just take it out before it hurts them. But this can only work for so long considering you're out in the open, and yeah, I just got hit by most likely a torque bow. And I just get the hell out of there. So that's pretty much it for how to use a Silverback in every situation. And all of a sudden this guy pops up out of nowhere. I don't know where he came from. He just kind of appeared. And right here I get another interesting kill as soon as I reload here. Like, I didn't even see the guy that I killed. Oh no, wait, no, after I reload right here. I'm gonna come around the corner and somebody dies. I thought it was a berserker, and then I realized I killed some grenadier elite there. So yeah, that was 2 random shotgun kills that I got. And then I run down here, kind of like looking around for the second guy, because I know it says there's 2 guys left. So the berserker's up there, and I see the grinder here. And I get him, I tag him, doesn't die, but he just downs me instantly. Wasn't expecting that. My friend Surgeon Salmon, we like to pronounce it Salmon, comes to revive me, and he actually goes down, but not in vain, because I'm up and alive, and that's all that matters. And I just kind of look for the grinder, and I don't see him, so I get Salmon up, and Salmon has this bright idea, which you're about to see. Decides to grab the boom shield, and he's telling me right now, like, oh, I'll be the distraction while you kill it. And it doesn't really work because the grinder's shooting me, but I shot him and he died anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And we have 1 berserker left on wave 50, and it's just me and Salmon. I don't know how the other guys died, but they did. And I'm just kind of running around, trying to keep my distance, but then I realized at one point I'm just like, the hammer burst isn't going to cut it. So I run around looking for a better weapon. And I'm just still shooting it. And I just realized I thought it was low on health, so maybe it would just die by that, but I just gave up and went to go grab what I thought would be a Hammer of Dawn, and it wasn't. Or it wasn't a mortar either, because I know the Hammer of Dawn and mortar spawn are right here, but it actually turns out to be a torque bow.
I'm out.
So yeah, I grab some torque bow ammo, run back to go kill this thing, and I get a pretty interesting kill right here, just because of how it dies. I shoot it once. I miss my active like a noob. I shoot it twice. And 3rd time's a charm, and I get a headshot on the berserker. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have learned how to make better use of a silverback with the majority of this video. And special thanks goes to Thunderdump, GoW360, Surgeon Salmons, and Pookie.